Sports has grown significantly, both in terms of facilities and in terms of technologies over the past 2 decades. But as the sporting industry is continuously trying to make that upward climb, the culture around this, in some parts, seems to be regressive. Racism is much more evident now than it was before. Former world number 2 and Spain's tennis star Paula Badosa has been accused of being racist. What was the incident? Following Badosa's China Open semi-final loss to eventual winner Coco Gauff, the Spaniards coach Paul Toledo uploaded this controversial photo of the athlete. In the photo, Badosa can be seen pulling her eyes back with chopsticks. Soon the picture went viral and fans started criticizing Badosa for this gesture. Some very harsh comments there. Now, Badosa may not have uploaded the picture herself. The fact remains that she was making those gestures. Badosa was forced to issue an apology, of course, for as soon as fans started slamming her. Take a look.
We weren't even imitating Asian people. I was playing around with my face and wrinkles. I love Asia and have plenty of Asian friends. Really sorry, I didn't know this was offensive towards racism. I take full responsibility. These mistakes will make me learn for next time. Hope you understand.
Now, Badosa was hoping that the apology would be enough and would make fans go easy on her. It really didn't. There were more caustic remarks that came to that apology. It went from bad to worse because Badosa had to pull out of the Wuhan Open just hours before her first round encounter for fear of receiving more backlash. The world number 15, though, claimed that she fell ill and that was the reason behind her decision to pull out. Now, she clearly got worried with the trolling she received on social media, and given the competition was being held in Wuhan, China, Badosa didn't want to take that chance. Clearly, fans didn't let her live this down either, pulling her up even for pulling out of the tournament. Now, here's the part I really want to talk about, though. It's Badosa's nationality. Spain has been home to several controversies in the recent past pertaining to racism alone. A majority of the cases are predominantly in football, but given the global popularity and the fandom the sport has, I'd say this is enough to point out the broader picture here. A sport that is consumed the most by Spanish citizens is stuck in the regressive realm of racism. Fans get carried away in insulting opposition players so much so that they don't even realize it is portraying Spain as a racist country in the sporting world. Spanish fans haven't been kind to players of color. Top players like Vinicius Jr. and Samuel Chukwueze have borne the brunt of that. Spain has been trying to tackle these issues over years now, but is it really making it any better? This despite a fan being punished with a 12-month suspended jail sentence for racially abusing these players I just mentioned. The racist attacks simply continued during Real Madrid's matches thereafter. The same was seen in the Madrid derby too between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. Atletico fans were wearing masks so that they could abuse Vinicius Jr. racially without getting caught. So clearly the strict measures aren't helping. And what's a little disturbing to note is that many in Spain do not even take racism as a wrongful act to be condoned, like La Liga boss Javier Tebas.
If we compare ourselves with other countries' behavior, I think we have a lot less racism than in any other country. And they are mainly focused on Vinicius. And maybe that's because Vinicius is leading a case against racism, so that's why we have these isolated events that attack him.
The Barca's statement reflects the problem in Spain's sporting culture. If the La Liga president thinks it's okay to have these isolated incidents, then that's a problem. And that's what we have seen all across stadiums too. It highlights that kind of toxic fan culture that can break down even the bravest of players. We saw that happen with Vinicius Jr., which is why Badosa didn't think twice before she made that gesture, not knowing what it would mean. She was hurting sentiments here. The accusations against Badosa, meanwhile, marks the second time a Spanish athlete has had to face charges of racism while in China. Before the Beijing Olympics in 2008, a Spanish basketball federation, back then advert, showed their men's team using their fingers to pull the sides of their eyes. Back then too, the players and the federation didn't think too much about it. They thought it wasn't a racist move. They were just fooling around. Better sense prevailed, though, thankfully, eventually, and they did apologize much later, stating it was a misunderstanding. But we're living in a very sensitive world. Actions, words, and gestures matter. With the additional scrutiny, it is that much more difficult because celebrities are watched that much more. There's eyes on them either through the media coverage, the agencies, even mobile phones everywhere. No act, however little, goes unnoticed. And so it becomes more imperative for players, once in the public eye, to take on more responsibility because fans watch and learn. They idolize stars. If players begin to indulge in these seemingly orthodox acts, thinking it's okay, and that goes on without being corrected, that's the culture that you're promoting unwittingly. And for a sporting-rich country like Spain, that's definitely not the tag that they want to see propagated.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election, explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained, every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.